Welcome, JB Perception, episode 4. I got my buddy Craig, Demon Deacon, and my boy Willie in here listening. So, me and Craig talked about it before we turned it on to start our podcast, because we was thinking about something to talk about, and we really couldn't figure anything out. But then I brought up the point that I think that people would be interested in, I would be interested in your point of view about, so Craig, like myself, is thinking about going into another career field, right?
Yep.
And you have a girlfriend with your twins, boy, girl, and they live in Arizona.
Yes.
And you were talking about you didn't want to change careers too quickly before you had a set plan.
Right.
Because you didn't want I don't know if it's necessarily that you didn't want your girl to be the breadwinner. I don't think it was that.
No, it's not that at all.
Yeah, I don't think it was as insecure.
I don't have that kind of like ego or.
Right.
I don't think that way.
Right. I think it was more for you just didn't want to rely on her.
Yeah.
Or didn't want to put that pressure on her or something.
I think it's more that I didn't. Well, our relationship was rough then, and I didn't. And it's still not perfect or 100% stable. So I can put my whole. I would be giving her everything, and then if we broke up or something, then what?
Well, is she paying like bills?
She would be.
Yeah, at that point. But I'm saying she's totally relying on you, correct?
No, she has a job.
Now, if you start, I know that she has a job.
Yeah.
Not totally relying on you, but I mean, a big part of it.
Yeah.
Like if you exited her life,
Yeah.
she wouldn't be.
Well, she has her parents too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you wouldn't be doing too. Other than her parents, though, she wouldn't be doing too hot by herself.
Oh yeah, no, she wouldn't be doing.
So then she's doing that with you.
But her parents were there.
Right, but what I'm saying is she's relying on you though to a certain extent. Yes, her parents are there, but she is relying on you. Or no, not
Yeah,
her.
to help support the babies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, what would be the difference if you were just to a little, not to rely on her completely, but just for a little bit to be like, hey, let me get my shit together. Or let me try.
But I was gonna go get out, and I'm always gonna go to school for 4 years. That's a long ass time. It's not like, hey, can you just
You weren't gonna work at all?
maybe. I don't know. Depending how I could take the workload.
Then you were gonna be given the GI Bill.
Yeah, but that's not enough for 4 people.
But she's
her
working,
job doesn't pay that much.
She'd just be the breadwinner.
We're talking cars, gas, groceries, rent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
It adds up.
You're right. So then, what's going to be the difference between these 2 years that you decided that you're going to take 2 more years to continue doing this job? What's going to be the difference?
Well, I can't really set myself up with a job here. I mean, I could maybe, but I think I have a better opportunity to set myself up when I'm in the States. I can see if somebody in person, like, hey, this is me. I can get a job before I can get a job set up.
What do you want to do?
Well, I want to go to school.
Yeah, for what?
Nursing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because that's what your girl does, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does she do? What does she do?
She's a... What's it
You don't know
called?
what your girlfriend is?
No, it always slips my mind. She's a paralegal. She's a paralegal.
Oh, yeah. You told me this.
Yeah, she works at a law office.
How'd she get into that?
Well, she got her bachelor's, and she got picked up. Like, she had an interview 1 week, and then next week she got the job. And she gets paid decent, but not enough.
What does she want to do? She wants to keep doing that? She likes that?
Yeah. She keep doing that. She really wants to go back to school and become a lawyer, but in reality it's probably not going to happen.
Why?
Because if I'm going to work, she has to, the babies to watch daycare is way too expensive. She'd be gone all the time. She had to go to school and work. I mean, it's just kind of too much. And maybe unless until maybe when the babies go to school, maybe.
You letting society crush your dreams, man.
Not my dreams.
You and her. I mean, nursing's a lot of school.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, definitely.
So?
Well, she'll be working. What are you saying?
I'm saying that like nursing is a lot. You know what I mean? There's gonna be a lot of hours that you're putting in. Like you guys are on call, or nurses are on call. I don't know exactly how it works because I'm not a nurse.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they are. Some of them are.
I mean, you're gonna be
depending on
working
where they work.
You're gonna be working a lot.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between her working a lot and not being around with the kids? You know what I mean? Like, I think that if somebody wants to do something, I think that it should be encouraged. I don't think the best way to go into a conversation is like, yeah, she really wants to be a lawyer, but like, it's probably not gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it's true though.
Wow.
It's not. It's not gonna happen.
Why not?
First of all, I don't think she's motivated enough to go.
Okay, then that now we're talking about something totally different. Then.
Okay.
She's not as motivated. Like, that's not what she really wants to do. Then it's just something maybe that she thinks is like successful. People deem successful. She deems successful in a like very structured way, and she wants to do that.
Yeah, it's not like she's like super motivated. Like, I really want to do this. Blah blah blah.
But you really want to be a nurse, or is that the same type of thing? Like, oh, this is just
no, I do. I want to be a nurse.
You really want to? Like, that's your dream.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, not my dream job. No.
What would be your dream job?
Probably like, honestly, I think like some kind of form of personal trainer or something like that would be cool.
And why would you do that?
Because it's not enough money, man.
Damn. Stuck by the money bug.
True.
You don't think that you could live?
Of course they could live.
Then why not focus on that?
Because I want to be able to make money for my kids. That's not going to make money for my kids in the long run.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to retire. I don't think I'll be able to. I mean, sure, I could retire on that, but it would take me a lot longer than making. They probably make what, 30?
I don't know. It all
depends,
yeah. Depends on where you take your platform, you know. You make a mark. I mean, you can make way more than 30. If you're sitting there at a gym and you're doing that, you know, that same job every day, hey, yeah, man, you know, make sure you go all the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah. You're probably going to make 25, 30,000. But if you use it as like you start with that, and then you start trying to do your own company type of stuff.
Personal session.
You advertise yourself. Yeah. You can make money off of that shit.
True.
There's motherfuckers on YouTube making blank off of just doing videos of them working out.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying like you could
advertise.
Yeah, you can do what you want. There's just society is in your head being like, hey man, this is what you need to do. This is comfortability. This is comfort.
Yeah.
But nothing's comfortable. I mean, nothing's promising you being a nurse.
You're right.
It's hard or I don't know how hard.
No, yeah, it's tough.
It's a lot of school.
Yeah, it is. I don't know.
It's a lot of school. Yeah. There's no like, this is the right answer. This is what I need to do because this is what's, you know, this is what society's telling me to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something that we talk about all the time. I think life is so short. So short. I mean, at best, at like a 80. You live to 80. 80 years is not a long fucking time.
No, it's not.
And you're going to spend all that time trying to fit inside some box that somebody else wants you to fit into?
I don't think I'm doing it for anybody else.
Well, in a way you are. You're doing it for your family.
Kid,
yeah. But that's not selfish. I mean, that's reasonable.
Okay, yeah. I see what you're saying.
Still
but
pressing any buttons?
No, I mean, I do see what you're saying, but if I say I wanted to be a personal trainer, I mean, it's a lot of competition. I mean, of course, guys, nursing school is too.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But even if I get the personal trainer, I still have to. I don't know. I see what you're saying.
But
I don't know.
But what? Why don't you be a personal trainer? I don't think you've ever even really thought about it.
Why not?
Why not? Why don't you do what you want to do? Is it too scary? Is it too risky? Is
Risky. I guess that's it. Risky.
Changing jobs and going into nursing school, that's not risky?
No, it's risky. It's more of a no, I guess it's not more of a sure thing.
No, it's not at all.
More, I guess nursing is more not popular. It's everywhere.
Okay, I can see. So is fitness.
Mm,
And now, by no means, let me just do my disclaimers. By no means am I trying to, fuck up what you're trying to do, right?
No,
like you're gonna go to, it wouldn't matter what I said anyway. But if you want to go to nursing school, go to fucking nursing school. Do whatever you got to do, which I think that you will do, and you'll be good at it. You'll be fine. I think that you will. I guess I'm just challenging. Maybe I'm asking you questions that maybe have never been brought to your attention before.
no, you have.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that's something that me and my friend Williams have talked about. We've been talking about, like, why is it, why aren't we doing what we want to do? Why are we doing why are we going out of our way to do things that we don't want to do? You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
No, yeah, it does.
And then it's looked at as, like, when I would talk to him, it'd be like, hey, you don't want to be selfish, which is reasonable, you know what I mean? You have a family. Sometimes you got to put your dreams aside. And then maybe that's my fault because I don't believe that for a second.
I know you don't.
Second.
I know you don't.
And not in a selfish way. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe we need to look at it how it is. You know what I mean? Like, but you are you. Like, it would be ridiculous not to
do what you want,
to care about what you want to do. And by no means, by me doing what I want to do, am I putting my children in jeopardy? Am I putting my wife in jeopardy? I still care about them very much and will do everything in my heart, that I can to take care of them and get them the things that they need and that they want. But I can still doing that, doing what I want to. They're part of that. I want them too.
Mm-hmm.
And I also want to do what I want to do. I want them to come along with me in that journey, and I have a family that's willing to do that. If you don't have someone on your side that is willing to be like, hey man, I think that you should chase your dreams 100%. Yeah, they're risky. Yeah, it may not be, a lot of money, but if this is what you really want to do, then I support you. And maybe, I don't want to speak for your girlfriend. I know I never met your girlfriend a day in my life, but if you don't have that kind of support, that could be a nasty thing.
Mm-hmm.
It may not even be intentionally. Like, she may not even be thinking about it like that. Like, no, people we just all get into those zones. Like, no, I just want to be comfortable. No, Craig, why do you want to do that? Just go to something else that, can help our family out, blah, 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 blah. And they're not even thinking about what they're saying. About, like, oh, did she ever consider maybe how you feel? Or what you want to do?
Well, she had mentioned before that she kind of brought it up after we argued, and she's like, well, I'm kind of upset you didn't trust me enough to make that decision and rely on me.
What decision?
Get out, and
do something
else. So.
Wait, so hold on. You're saying that she was upset that you didn't what?
Because I'm trying to put that. She was upset that I didn't trust her enough, trust her enough to change jobs and rely on her for a little bit.
Good for her.
Yeah, but beforehand, she did the same shit to me.
Like what?
Because I wanted her to come live with me. She's like, oh, I don't know if we, or like, what if we?
Oh, she was throwing out the question.
Yeah, she was. Well, what if we break up? Then what?
She wasn't sure.
Yeah, just like me.
So she threw uncertainty on you.
Just like I did, or just like she did the same thing to me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
So there's just like a lack of communication.
Yeah.
So how does that get better?
It's just communicate better. Try to talk to her more.
Do you think that it will change anything?
I think the long distance is hard.
Yeah.
That makes everything 100 times harder.
For sure.
Because I know when I was back home, things were pretty great, pretty great.
Yeah.
But once you get back here and we got another 6 months to go.
Yeah.
We just did 6 months.
Yeah. So just being away from your family, you think is causing a friction?
Definitely.
which is reasonable. I'm away from my wife and children. And, I mean, well, we don't have necessarily the same issues that you guys have, but there's definitely just that lack of, that you don't have that face value, which
Mhm.
drives me insane.
Yeah, like you said before, like Skyping all the time. Like you want to talk to them, but
Yeah.
Skyping is like, oh, God,
Yeah, it's
sometimes I
like,
just don't want to do
yeah,
it.
it's like this again.
Yeah.
I don't even, I honestly, like, I don't spend maybe more than 10 minutes. And it has nothing, 10 minutes on Skype, it has nothing to do with, like, not wanting to talk to
No,
my
I
family.
know.
Like, that's the place where I want
Yeah,
to
I
be
know.
more than anything. It has everything to do with, like, this is just, like, I cannot express myself in the way that I want to through this screen. Though it's a lot better than just writing or something. I can look at my daughter.
Definitely.
I could look at my son. I could look at my wife, and I could talk to her. But there's still something about, there's like this lack of control, if that makes sense. Not that you can control the situation when you get back, but like when I'm on the other side of the screen, like I have nothing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I can't affect another the way that I want to.
Yeah.
Like, tickle her or play with her or sneak up on her, I'm just from the screen like, hey, Nelly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying to get her attention and she just wants to play with toys. I'm like, hey!
Yeah.
And she don't give a fuck about me on that screen.
I
you
know.
what I mean?
I know.
So,
Shit happens to me all the time.
exactly. So when it's just that wanting to be there, wanting to have my physical presence, you know what I mean? Anella learning my personality,
Yeah.
seeing who I am for real.
Yeah.
All she knows of me is a screen.
Yeah.
That's dark.
Yeah. And you had to deal with that for a year.
I had to deal with that for a year. And I'm just, you know what I mean? Like I think because of what I've gone through, not that I've gone through like such traumatic events, but I'm scared to take the jump that I'm taking. I am. I am scared to, and I've talked about this in the previous podcast, I'm scared to take that leap into trying to find another career when I got 2 kids and a wife.
Yeah.
But I'm way more passionate about, I don't know what I'm so confident about, but I'm confident. It's such this weird feeling I got, but I'm happy that I have it.
Yeah.
I love my children. I love my wife. I feel like I'm continuously working on myself as a human being. I feel like my family is doing the same. I mean, we're doing everything that you could possibly want a human to do, other than searching for material success. And I don't think people should take a hit for that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm just going to do that and not find any way of making any income, but I just don't think, I don't know how I'm going to figure this all out.
What if it doesn't fall through?
Then you fall down. I mean, what do you do when you trip, when you run? You don't just stay on the ground.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, well, I tried to run.
Well, do you have a plan? Well, I guess that's what I mean.
I have a plan, but like that plan could still not fall through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like your plan. I mean, you have a plan,
Yeah.
but you don't know if it's gonna
You're right. I don't know.
come to fruition,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So what do you think? What would you do if your plan didn't work out? What would be like plan B?
Plan B.
Come on, Craig. I'm trying to get some.
I know. I'm
life
trying
out
to
of you.
think. I'm trying to think. Plan B. Well, I had to find a job, obviously. So I'd get any job I could
Yeah.
for the time being. Saying if like me and my girl don't work out or what?
No.
Or like
If
my
the
nursing degree.
thing doesn't work out.
I probably probably go to school for a few years for some another career field and just stick with that.
But you have a certain type of motivation, a certain like.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So me too.
Yeah, of course, I know. Yeah.
You're not confident about it?
No, it's not that. It's kind of nerve-wracking,
Yeah.
intimidating.
Yeah. What's your girlfriend think?
She feels the same way.
She nervous?
Nervous. Yeah, she's real nervous. When I mentioned about remember that thing that I didn't that I wanted to do before, but then I just changed my mind.
Mhm.
Yeah, so she was nervous when we were about to do that,
Yeah.
and I can't blame her because at that time she didn't have a job,
Right.
so
But life is filled with uncertainties.
It
You know what I
is.
mean? Like if you're waiting for some certain thing to happen, like that, I don't. I mean, there's a chance that something might pop out to you, and it just works your way.
yeah.
Like, I mean,
I just think I'll set myself up more being back in the States.
yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I also want to give you a point of view that, which I think we've talked about before. I think that comfort can be an illusion. You know what I mean? Like you can think that you're doing something and it's going to work out and this is the best thing to do and it's the safest thing to do and it could absolutely not work out.
Yeah, absolutely.
It may not even be in a way of like, oh, you just failed at it. It may be at a way of like, yeah, this is comfortable, but I hate what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A lot of people do that. A
Yeah.
lot of people do that.
So I don't think that. I think that we should go against everything that's been taught to us. From since she was like a little elementary to middle school to high school to college, institutions are just put on us, pushed on us. And for some people it works out. You're obviously talking to like a biased person of like, I think it's more important to do what you want to do than, and that can be comfort in itself. And we don't look at it like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Go ahead.
So you do what you want, and it gets you what? What are you gonna be making at your job?
Well, I'm gonna be going into financial advisory. So the first year I'll probably be making like $40,000, roughly,
That's not too bad.
around something like that.
What are you gonna do when you get? Are you gonna just keep saving money?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep saving. I'm gonna keep doing what I've been doing, being frugal. I'll and then which I plan to move up. Once I move up with what I'm doing, I'll probably make more and more money. But it's like, that's not what's important to me. What's important to me is that, what's important to me is that I get to, my ultimate dream is to, which I've talked to you guys about before, is to be self-sufficient. So I want to have a garden. That's important to me. Tomatoes, whatever I want, whatever veggies I want. I want, a chicken coop. I want to be able to hunt, fish on the weekends. Totally supply my family with food and shelter. And whether that means I'm making millions of dollars or I'm making, $40,000 for the rest of my life, as long as I can ultimately get to that point, then that's all that matters to me. So that's the dream, regardless of.
I don't think this guy.
That's Lee, everybody. Lee's on the podcast and he's trying to run away. Come on, Lee, say what's
Why
up.
ain't no invitation for this, man?
Come
Hey,
on.
what's up, y'all? This is Lee.
We don't want your opinion, bro.
Come sit down, man. All right. Lee said he's going to come back in 5 minutes. He's nervous. He ain't coming back. That's what that means.
So you plan on working when you're 75, 80?
I don't plan on it.
So you think you have enough money, or are you just gonna?
I think so. I think I'm going to do golden.
Think so?
I really don't know.
Yeah.
But I think that that's a good thing. This is something that is not a popular opinion amongst my friends, but with you guys mostly. For whatever reason, I'm not saying this is smart. You could catch me 30 years down the road and I didn't accomplish anything I said I was going to accomplish. Is that a possibility? Absolutely. Of course it is. But I'm not so far ahead of myself. You know what I mean? Like, I think the certain jobs that we've been getting ourselves into, they get us on a track, on a track that's like, okay, where are you going to be in 5 years? What are you going to be in 10? I mean, they ask you that question in fucking middle school, high school.
Right.
Where do you put yourself in 10 years? I mean, it's constantly got you thinking about, where am I going to be? What am I going to do? How am I going to accomplish this? And we're stressed the fuck out. You know what I mean? We're never thinking about right now. Like, how am I doing right now? No, it's like, nah, man, tomorrow I got to take this test. In a couple years, what am I going to do? What if I just got this kid on the way? What the fuck is going on? Instead of just being like, and this is what I'm, and I'm trying it right now, so I could be your trial and error.
Okay.
But I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know. And I really don't care to know, and that wasn't who I was. I don't know what I'm going to be in 30 years. Of course I care when I get there. And it's not like I'm not planning at all. I'm definitely not saying, hey man, just do whatever the fuck you want to do, and wherever you end up in 30 years, hey man, it's luck of the draw.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being smart, but I'm not putting so many of my eggs in that basket. I'm not being like, look man, if I ain't got a retirement, if I'm not making this much money by this age, then it's a failure. What would be a failure to me is if I'm being less of a person, going like I'm 26 years old. I think I'm a far better person, more wise, more balanced, more measured than I was at 24. I think so. That's important to me.
Mm-hmm.
And show some progression as a human being, because I think that's the only thing that we can control. We can't. I mean, you have some say in whether you'll be a nurse or not. I mean, you have a lot to say. You can put a lot of your effort into that, but who's to say that will work out? The one thing that you absolutely can control is who you are, or what kind of person, what kind of man you are, you know, or what type of person you decide to be. So I put, like, if I had 100 eggs, I put 99 of them in that. The human being, the father, the son, the husband, the uncle, whatever that I am.
Mm-hmm.
And then that career shit, it's important. It's important to millions upon billions of people. I'm not saying it doesn't have any importance for me, but it certainly is not everything.
I don't think it's everything for me. I mean, it's a big deal. I mean, it's not everything, but it's necessary.
Yeah, I could see an argument for that. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, why not put in a lot of effort for that necessity in your life and get that much more money? I mean, you're not gonna love everything you do all the time.
Yeah, I can see an argument, but it's definitely not something that I want to approach life with. Like,
No.
I don't want to ever come to a conclusion by being like, well, I'm not going to enjoy everything. You know what I mean?
No.
I would much rather think on the lines of like, hey, let me try to put myself into a position where I can enjoy my life much more than I hate it. You know?
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I, as a friend, you know, obviously, I want you to do what you want to do. Like, if you came up to me and were like, dude, that's what I want to do. That's everything to me. I want to be a nurse. I don't have shit to do with nobody. I mean, of course, I want to take care of my family. Whatever your reasons were. You know, I hope you know me. Like, I'm going to back you 1,000,000,000%.
Right, yeah,
I'm
of
like,
course.
fuck yeah, do that shit.
Yeah.
If you want to be a janitor, it's like, yo, my dad was a janitor. My grandpa was a janitor. My great-great-grandpa. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to back you 1,000%. I swear on everything I will. It does not matter to me. What matters to me is what my friends want to do, or what's important to them is important to me. But if I see something, you know what I mean? If I see a glitch, if I see you trying to fit a mold or just fit into society, of course, that's just who I am. I'm going to point it out. And maybe I could certainly be missing something.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I could certainly be like not being able to see your point of view, being like, hey man, I'm not trying to fit this system. I'm just doing what I think I need to do. Whatever. You know, everybody's got to live for them. They don't have to live the way that I think that they need to live. But it just, obviously, because I'm so passionate about it and it's important to me, I really want people to enjoy their life, but for real, like genuinely. Not in a way of like, hey man, I got all this money, now I can do what I want. But turns out, I'm not even doing what I want to begin with.
Right.
You know what I mean?
If I could be genuinely happy all the time, I think being with my kids maybe not all the time, but majority of my time would be my ideal.
And you don't want to find a way, you don't want to work as hard as you can to make that a possibility?
I mean,
if that's your dream, like, or do you just think that's your dream? Like, when someone tells me something that's their dream, that's what they want to do, like, they are looking to accomplish that. You know, a dream to me
no,
is...
right. Am I making steps towards doing that?
Doing that, yeah.
No.
Why not?
Well, yes, I am. Yeah. I'm moving closer though.
Well, yeah, of course, in that sense, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
But career-wise, that we're talking about.
I'm talking about the whole thing,
I think I'm making steps. Definitely.
and that's what's important.
Yeah.
And can you see where I'm coming from now? My
Yeah.
point of view of like, really chasing what you want to do.
No, yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from. And I think I would. I can't say I would be happy. I mean, who's to say that if I did want to be a personal trainer, who's to say I would go anywhere with it? And I would just say,
Yeah, but that's that.
no, I know.
You're right. But it's just you can do the same thing with nursing.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Like you're deciding. I do that too. You're definitely not crazy for doing that. Like I'll sit there and think about it. It's like, man, I get out. What if nothing happens the way that I want it to happen?
Right.
You can go down that road with anything.
True.
That's that risk. That's that chance that's biting at you. That's society being like, look, man, you don't want to be deemed a failure. You don't want to not be able to put food on your kid's plate. You know what I mean? You don't want to move back into your parents' house. All these things are deemed like, fucking, that's it. You know what I mean? Like,
No, that's a good point.
nobody wants to go backwards. But this is trying to help you see my point of view. Like, you didn't create those thoughts. The structured life that you had lived since you were a wee bitty child
Mhm.
has structured your brain to think these things would make you less of a person if you didn't accomplish them. You know what I mean? It's almost like that thing like, oh, men don't cry, or you know what I mean? Or like, men are always tough.
Mhm.
Or it's one of those kind of things. It's like, that's not necessarily true. But because society has deemed it, they've gotten their hands on it, and they're like, okay, this is what a man is. And then in the same sense, it's like, this is what a successful person is. And going backwards isn't part of that. So we're like, that's off our, like, we don't even consider it. Like, there's no way I'm taking steps backwards. You don't think that that's part of that?
No, that's I can see that.
You gotta, like, somehow, if you want to, you have to break down, like, everything that you've been taught and be like, really look at yourself and be like, hold on for a second. Like, I'll do that. I'll be in the shower sometimes. I'm like, what do I want? Because sometimes I find myself, like, worrying or thinking in this pattern. And I'm like, hold up. Like,
No, you make a good point. I mean, people do think that way. I think a lot of people think that way. I think that way. You're kind of pointing it out.
I do it too. I mean,
No, I
it's
know,
it's-
but not many people point it out like you.
Yeah, well, that's because I've found something that I care about and I'm passionate about. And then maybe with you doing the same thing, like you find something that you're passionate about, like me, it makes it easier to do that. Like when I've been talking to you throughout this podcast, I hear a lot of like, or I can see your mannerisms, I can see what you're doing, and you're kind of just sitting back, you're kind of wondering, like nothing's coming out of you like, no, this is what I want. And it's okay to not know what you want, but I don't even think that there's a direction. And that's all okay. I'm not saying
No, I know.
I'm saying like, if I could be a part of helping you do that, or your girlfriend, or
Right.
your friends at the station, if someone could be a part of being like, hey man, like I don't know if anyone's genuinely asked you, which is sad if it's true. I haven't been asked this. I don't think. Like, what do you really want to do? No matter what, no money involved. No, and I know your rebuttal could be like, but money is involved. Yes, I understand that.
Okay,
But if you had your say, like this is what I want more than anything, what would it be?
jeez.
You've never even considered this. It's what sucks. You've never even thought about what you really, really, really want to do. Damn, that's crazy.
I mean, that's a tough question.
Yeah, sure. Maybe it's more than just one thing. Or what are you passionate about? I know you like working out,
Yeah, I'm working out
but what are you passionate about? I know you play guitar
a little bit.
a little bit. There's nothing you really, really like. You love, you feel your children.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's
Maybe
a
children in
no-brainer,
general.
Yeah, maybe.
Man, well, that ain't it. That ain't it.
I mean, if if I could get one thing in my life that I could, and I think I can control this, but make sure my kids aren't fuck ups
Of course.
or
Of course.
they're steered in the right direction.
Of course. That comes with, like,
Yeah.
parenting
Yeah.
and molding.
I don't want to fuck that up.
Of course. I understand that. And I understand being passionate about that. I am too.
Yeah.
I'm talking about your interests, man.
I don't.
You don't even know. Maybe something to think about.
Yes,
If you want to. If it's not something you want to think about, then don't think about it. But
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
that's so nuts to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I didn't always know either.
What?
Huh?
So, what would you say?
To me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's obvious in the sense once I tell you, it's like my body, health
Okay. Yeah.
is extremely important to me. I'm very passionate about it. Obviously, love and happiness. I'm a
Mhm.
huge proponent of that. You know what I mean? And so that's what people. I really care about people for whatever reason, for whatever odd reason. It's not something that, like, if I could design me, it's not something that I would choose. Because people are fucking complex as shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's definitely like an annoying thing to care about. But
Yeah.
I do.
Consider it frustrating.
I care about people a lot. So it doesn't matter if I'm getting some type of currency from it, as long as I'm making people genuinely happy by my presence, not by me being some fake version of myself, like me inspiring people, helping people, them helping me. That's important to me, man. That is really important to me. And then it's spreading health, me being healthy, and then just like you, raising my kids and to be the best version of them that they can be, you know what I mean? Not to follow my footsteps or their mother's footsteps, but to be them as individuals, you know what I mean? That's important to me, that they see that,
Mm-hmm.
that they understand that. I'm passionate about those things. But that took a little while for me to realize. I think I was probably like 23, 24 when I really realized. I was like, I really care about this.
And that's when you started like eating.
Eating really clean and working on myself as an individual and really breaking down.
How did you do that?
By conversating, seeing myself through conversations, kind of almost to the point forcing people to, because people don't want to be honest, people just want to tell you what they think you want to hear.
Yeah.
But when I kind of broke down those barriers, it's like, hey, no, like, or just messing up in general. I mean, getting in confrontation, I've talked to you about this,
Mhm.
like, I don't think confrontation is a bad thing.
No.
If it gets to fisticuffs and someone's going to the hospital, of course, like, that's not what you want.
No.
But having that, I look at myself the most through confrontation. I'll go back to wherever I'm at, my room, I'll go whatever, and I'll just look at myself through that conversation. I'll be like, what did I do?
What do you mean? So you'll sit there on your bed.
Or like laying down, about to go to sleep, or in the shower, or any time. I walk to work, so that's like 20, 30 minutes. I mean,
You just think about it, like what could you done better, or
I just think about it in general. I really look at myself a lot. I kind of take not the other person out completely, you know what I mean? Because they obviously had something to do with the circumstance. But I kind of look like, it's like, what about me? Like, how did this happen? Or what about me helped contribute to this in a negative way? Or in a positive way? You don't want to beat yourself up too much, but you don't want to give yourself too much glory. So, yeah, I'm just looking at myself objectively instead of being like, giving myself too much leeway. I think that's what a lot of people do. It's comfortable to talk to kind of like, you ever hear someone ever tell you something about yourself that you knew was true, but you kind of deny it and it makes your stomach drop because they told you something about yourself that is like,
yeah,
about you, like who you are?
Yeah, I'm sure it has. I can pinpoint it.
Or maybe the stomach drop isn't it, but you get like a nervous feel. I don't even know what the feeling is. But that's happened to me. Maybe that's not something that everybody feels. Like someone said something about me and be like, oh man, am I like that? It's almost like a...
Like, oh, you're kind of an asshole.
Yeah. But it's not from somebody that you like, whatever man, fuck that person.
Yeah.
But it's like, like, dude, you talk like a lot. And you're just like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And then you get real defensive about it.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't
Not
talk a
dumb,
lot, man.
You
But
talking
you in
about?
your mind, you like, yeah, you talk a lot, dude.
Yeah.
And then those things like will stick with me. I'll walk back,
Okay, yeah.
and I'll be like, damn.
Yeah.
I talk a lot, man. I just need to
Yeah.
face it. I need to be honest. Like I tried to fight it. I tried to fight against it. And be like, no, I'm not like that. But it's like I am like that.
Yeah. Well, that's happened before.
I think people ignore those feelings entirely. They don't even want to deal with them. I think when someone go ahead,
Ignore what? The
like
feeling.
like when someone says something honest about you,
Mhm.
like you know it. Like I think there's people who are unaware of themselves. I don't know if that's necessarily it. Like I'm not no psychologist or nothing like that. But just from my experience through life, I think it all hits a nerve. There's a reason why someone's getting defensive. There's a reason why someone doesn't like what you're saying to them when you're pointing them out.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of that can be if it's an honest, objective assessment. I think that's a lot of the person just denying it. I've done it. I think everybody's done it.
Mhm.
But there's a point where I do face it. At that moment, I wasn't ready. But then it's like, it wasn't ready.
Yeah.
But then there's a point where you're like, I'm walking back and I'm by myself, and it's like, okay, man, like if you want to be a better person, you can't hide that this is
No, you gotta confront it.
this is a part of you.
Yeah.
But I don't know for sure. I think 99.9% of people just fucking bury that shit. They didn't
Just
like
don't
it.
think about it
They
again.
didn't wanna
just
hear it.
Keep going.
They just, I mean, maybe there's some, I mean, there's, I don't know. I think for the most part, yeah, it's ignored. People ignore themselves. So it's not that they're unaware of themselves. It's just that, I mean, I guess that's a part of being unaware of yourself. It's just that pain of who you are is just too much for people. And that's why sometimes I get down about myself. Sometimes, like, you guys, everybody would be like, Bernie, you're a good person, man. Stop thinking too much. It's like, you don't know me like I know me.
Yeah.
I know who I am. You guys have a representation of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. I remember when you got down on yourself when you had the argument with Clark.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
remember that. You were hard on yourself, but that you don't, like you said, you know yourself better than anybody else.
Well, of course. But what I meant by that statement was like, you know what I mean? I know what's going on in my head
Right.
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I feel negative thoughts about somebody for no fucking reason. Someone could just cross by me and just like wear like really short shorts. I'd be like, fucking loser. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I'd be like, oh my god, why am I having this thought?
Yeah.
This person did nothing to
Yeah.
me. He did absolutely nothing to me.
We all do that.
I know, but that's a dark part of life. Why do we do that? Why are we judging people? Why do we care? That person didn't affect me at all.
Why is that such a big deal to you? I mean,
To think
it
like
happens, but
because I'm trying to be a genuinely good person. I don't think it's genuinely good if I feel something, but I just ignore it and be like, oh, I didn't say it out loud, so I'm not that person. Yeah, bullshit. It's still part of you, what you say in your head.
yeah, it is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
You just don't release it for everybody to hear.
Just keep it to yourself.
Exactly. It's kind of like when I said that person, like people, you know, which they're not wrong, but people see me as opinionated, which is true. But people don't seem to highlight quiet people as being opinionated because they're not talking, their opinions aren't coming out of their fucking mouth,
Yeah,
but they're going through their head.
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
That person's just opinionated as me.
Yeah.
They just keep it on the low.
Yeah. It's kind of a battle you're never gonna win with yourself. It's always gonna be that way.
Maybe.
I think.
You don't know. You don't know anybody who's fought
You're right.
to try to. I mean, you're probably right. It doesn't hurt to try.
Yeah. Makes you feel better. That's. I mean.
It doesn't make me feel better. Makes me feel worse about myself. But I'm hoping by the feeling that way, I come to the person that I want to be. I
Okay.
face those demons. I face who I am. I don't ignore it. I don't ignore that I just had a judgmental thought about somebody who didn't do anything to me. That could be the nicest person I ever met. I don't just be like, I just forget it. I didn't say it out loud.
You just question yourself like, why did I just do
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I'm trying to find out what's going on with me. Why am I judging this person like that? What's going on with me? Like, what? Do I feel insecure about something? Is there something that I'm not alright with? Because I need to figure that shit out so that I'm leaving people to fuck alone. Because we can not possibly understand each individual that we come across
Right.
unless you thoroughly talk to somebody and get to know them.
I agree.
So I just kind of beat myself up when I don't know someone but I
Judging.
already
Judging
put
them.
in the box. Alright, man, you gotta get some input, man. You gotta say some shit. I've been fucking yapping my mouth this whole time. It's just like, it's going through your brain now.
We're talking about a lot. I'm trying to think what we should hop back on.
You have judgments. Let's start with that. You obviously have judgments
Yeah.
of people, right? But you don't. So what do? You don't beat yourself up as much about it. You just let it go. Like, okay, I judge that person, whatever. Who cares?
I don't really think twice about it.
Yeah. It doesn't make you a bad person.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So then what is it then to you? What is it to you? I'm genuinely asking you. your answer.
What is me judging people?
Yeah, what is that? Nothing? You're just like, oh, judge them, whatever. Don't even think about it. I'm not trying to make you seem like
Yeah,
a person.
I just don't think of. I mean, it's just
Whatever.
a thought in my mind.
Yeah, it happened and then it's gone.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a blessing.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the first time I ever like even. Yeah, it's just a thought in my mind, and oh, okay, on to the next thing.
Right. Don't even care that you judge them.
No,
No, I'm not saying that that's bad at all.
I think it's strange that you
Do that?
fight with yourself
About that?
about that.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe not.
No, I mean, who's to determine strange?
Yeah, no, yeah.
To me, it's.
I just never thought about that.
Like
Never
that.
thought people thought like that, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure you're not the only one.
Maybe.
I don't think so. So many damn people in this world.
It wouldn't bother me if it was. Oh, it would bother me because then in my mind it'd be like, oh, people aren't trying to get better. But maybe that's an extreme way. Maybe it's something that you absolutely is out of your control. But maybe it's not. Has anybody ever,
I think from when you're a kid, you judge.
Yeah, of course. I'm not saying judging is going to be off the table completely. I think it's like a protecting mechanism. I'd take it back to our tribal days. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, you judge things for your safety. You know what I mean? Like, you'd be like, oh man, the grass is moving over there. And you could have just been the wind. But you're judging you're trying to figure out a circumstance to be like, to keep yourself safe. Because if it's not just the wind, it's a tiger.
Right.
And you could be fucking dead.
Right.
So in a way, I think from those times, it's evolved, obviously. But it's gotten to a point where we're judging people to protect ourselves, but life has become so strange, so weird, so material, so many things, and now it's gone to a point about clothing, what someone wears, what hairstyle they have on. And now since we break down everything, we label everybody, millennials, black, white, or well, that's not really a label, that is, that's your skin complexion, but it could be, we label everything, a hippie, gangster, whatever. So we're constantly trying to fit people into those categories.
Yeah.
As they walk by us without even talking to them. So, yes, by saying all that, I think it's a natural thing. But we've evolved as humans to what we are now. Why can't I evolve my mind and it being clear? Of being like, not to say there's no judgment at all, but it's like at a minuscule level.
I think it's impossible.
But you don't even try?
It doesn't bug me. It doesn't
No,
bother
not
me.
for you.
Yeah,
Just saying in general. I don't try? You don't think that I should try?
Well, it's important to you, so I think you should try.
That's the only reason. But what is your honest assessment? If you were honestly going to give me advice, what would you say to me? For real, you're not going to hurt my feelings. I'm going to do whatever anyway.
Give it up.
Don't even do it.
I don't think it's affecting your. I don't think it makes you a bad person. I think nobody's going to be perfect and have holy thoughts all the time, and I don't know. Maybe that's a tough one. Advice.
I'm just saying, if you were going to... All right, don't even think about me telling you this.
Okay.
Think about your girlfriend telling you this. She comes up to you, babe, she's, that's someone that you really, really care about, and you want to give the best feedback that you can. You want to be a supporter, and so if she came up to you and said, look, it's bothering me, these people's, me having these type of thoughts about people is bugging me, what would you tell her? Or you wouldn't tell her anything. You don't even know? How do you guys even talk about anything?
What is this? These are.
That's a peculiar problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm not looking for you to
Maybe
solve
confront them, talk to them, get to know them. Maybe.
Okay.
If it's an ongoing, like some girl at her work, she keeps giving her bad looks, or she wears something. I don't know. Maybe just talk to her, and then once they know each other, it'll go out of her mind, and she'll find something else. Something else will happen. It'll go over here, and then try to fix that problem. There's gonna be something else.
Oh, you're saying it's continuous?
Yeah.
You're saying it doesn't matter that you solve these problems.
No.
They're just going to continue.
Yeah, so that's what I think.
No, I don't think that you're wrong. I don't think that you're wrong at all.
Do you think that?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree that I was having this conversation with somebody, and I think that these two fit together, so I don't mean to go off on a tangent, but I was talking to somebody about, like, it doesn't matter even if I do become this person that I want to become. I mean, it does. It matters to me. But to an extent, like, I can work so hard on being this individual, being free of ego, being measured, being kind, being appreciative. I mean, just perfecting it, right? I can just put my whole life around that.
Mm-hmm.
But you absolutely cannot control the people around you. So it doesn't stop anybody from coming up to me being like, dude, fuck you, dude. What are you, fucking loser, meditating, fucking dumbass? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't stop people's actions from this fucking with my mental.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, I was just so peaceful. I've been nice to people forever. I haven't done anything to deserve this. And so there's a point where you have to realize that you don't deserve anything. And now it's dark. I don't mean to get all dark on people, but you know, you get what you get out of this world. You know what I mean? You put a lot into your friendships. You give a lot of yourself. You give them who you really are. And I do believe to a certain extent you'll get that back. But to someone that you've never met, you know, you can't. It's out of your control of how they treat you and how they react to you. So yes, I agree that the problems will still arise. They will. But I'm not trying to fix other people.
No.
You know, I think it starts systemically. It starts with myself. And then it can branch out with others. I think that, I mean, if it's fair to say, a lot of the things that we've talked about here, I've had a certain impact on you that may help. I'm not saying that you'll be a better person, a different person, but you'll definitely look at things in a different way.
Yeah.
To a certain extent.
Right.
Right? Is that too crazy to say?
No, that's a good statement.
And then so by me being who I am and practicing these things, in a way, I am affecting the world. I'm touching certain people of being like, hey, you know what? Like, I respect what he's doing. And I could practice a little bit more of that in my life. I mean, I think about that with you guys every day. You guys do something that I appreciate, but man, I could practice that behavior more. You know, Ortega being a little bit more of the quiet type. Like, I could be like, oh, you know, I could listen more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I could do that. They affected me by me meeting them. So by me doing all the hard work, I'm not the only one doing it. There's people doing it.
Right.
In a way, I mean, it's not undone. That deed isn't undone. So even though, yes, the problems will never stop, doesn't mean that you stop trying to be a good person. You know? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you think me not showing those emotions make me a fake person?
No, you are who you are. Like showing what emotions?
The ones you have in your head.
No, because that's me. That's who I am. You said that you don't even think about it like that. I can't compare you to who I am because we're two different people, right? You're saying like,
right.
So
does that make me not a genuine person having those thoughts?
No. I think a genuine person is you being really who you are, and really who you are is not someone who is held up by judgment.
Okay.
That's really you. I don't think you're pretending that. I don't think you're... Now, if you did realize those things and you didn't face them, like if you were aware of you judging someone and then realizing that was a nasty habit, like these are all things that are going in your head, and then you did nothing about it, you're like, oh, fuck it. You know what I mean? I don't care that I said that to that person. Those thoughts are literally going through your head. I could see how that could make you, maybe not, in a way, disingenuous.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that.
But you're just being you, just
Yeah.
because we don't think alike.
Right.
This is just my.
Right. No, I get that. I just didn't know.
I think that you can tell when somebody, when you're watching them. I don't think disingenuousness is that hard to find in people. I actually think it's pretty easy. I think. Now again, this is just me, my world.
Yeah.
But I feel like I could sniff that shit out like bacon is cooking, bro. Like when someone's just not being them, I'd be like, yo, there's something up with you. Like you just throw flags to me. I don't think anybody really is like. There's people who've surprised me about how kind they are, or even how mean they are. But for the most part, I can feel the vibe. I feel like maybe that's really arrogant of me to say. But I really do feel like I can do that.
Like just if they're having a bad day or like.
I think all of it. Like I can feel when people are having a bad day. I can kind of feel the vibes of like who human beings are when talking to them. I can kind of get the gist of it. Obviously, I don't understand the whole background. There's more to people. They're more complex than that. But there's a certain vibe that I think I do pretty accurately get off of people. I'm like, okay, I kind of feel this person out. I don't know who they are exactly, but I get their vibe. Or if it's like fake or shady, I'm like, yeah, this is obvious. Like never have I like felt like someone fake or shady and they turned out like not to be.
Never.
I don't think so. Maybe there has been a time. I mean, I don't know. But for the most part, like those are pretty, like, I feel like obvious things like that you just don't get wrong.
I don't know about that.
You can get it wrong.
Yeah.
I can.
You're talking about like meeting them for the first time.
Yeah, I'm not just saying for like a little short conversation. I'm saying like we're at a party together, or there's been a couple days I've been around you. We're not best friends or friends by any means, but we're like acquaintances. And after like maybe 5 or 6 meetings, it's like I'm just not sure about this person. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to like I'm accurate every time. I'm certainly not. I'm definitely not. But
you think you got a good
for the most
sense of...
I would say I feel like I do.
Okay.
Watch tomorrow. I'm gonna meet some motherfucker and totally fucking miss the ballpark on.
What did you think of me?
I thought you were pretty cool. You just listened to me, so I already knew that you were like a listener.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like you genuinely. I felt like you were genuinely listening to me. I didn't feel like you were feeding me bullshit. Like, yeah, man, totally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I was telling you right off the bat. I was telling you about what I want to do, what's important to me and stuff, and you're like, no, man, I totally feel that, and I can feel that. But I also see you do that with other people.
Mm-hmm.
So I noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just getting to know you, so I definitely dug more when talking to you, because I'd be like, is he just fucking doing this? And he does this shit to everybody. You know what I'm saying? But then when I would talk to you about more, even deeper things, or things that you never even talked about, and seeing that I think you've opened up with me more than other people.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's when I was like, okay, so this is more than just a bullshit. But I do think that you bullshit people.
Oh yeah. People
does
do.
it?
I mean, people do that.
Sure.
A lot of people do that.
I don't pretend. I don't. Maybe I do. Yeah, I do.
You think so?
I do it in a way for like. I don't pretend to genuinely care about someone's problems. Now, far be it from me to just be like, dude, I don't care about your problems. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I do try to find the least rude way that we could do it. Like, there's a certain person here.
Yeah.
And it's not that I dislike them, it's just something about that person. So I don't pretend to come in and when they want to talk to me, not want to talk to me specifically, when they want to talk about something that's going on with them, instead of me just being like, hey man, I don't care about what you're doing. Because there is a part of me that I feel like if I sit here and I just listen to this and I laugh and I smile, I'm like, yeah, that's not me. That's not who I am.
Yeah.
So I just walk out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think I do that. Oh.
I have small communication.
Yeah. There's a couple here too. I just don't really like being around.
Right. So it's really important to me. I mean, it bugs me to my core when I realize I'm not being myself. which is why I have a hard time in this career field. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, I really do not like masking who I am. Not in a rude way. Like, I was having this conversation with Ortega. It's not like I would come to Ortega's house and his family's super religious, and as you know, I'm not. And it's not like I would sit at the table and they would be like, hey, let's join hands in prayers. And I'm like, no, I gotta stay true to me. Like, fuck this shit. Like, no. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm reasonable and understandable. And I like that type of culture. Like, someone who feels passionate about a belief. I'll sit there, I'll pray, I'll respect it. That's a culture. I'm going into somebody else's home. That's not my home. That's not me not being me. But if, like, someone comes in here, you know, and just because they're higher in a position and they're sitting here and telling jokes that aren't really funny or saying things or making comments about things that aren't right, and I don't correct them and I smile, I'm like, yeah, man. Like, when I notice I'm doing that, I hate it.
Do you stop it?
Yeah, I'll
At
just
that
be
time?
quiet. I'll be silent.
Oh, okay.
I'll be quiet. That's how you know that I feel uncomfortable, is if I'm, like, really quiet.
We'll look out for that.
Most of the times I paved the way for myself to be comfortable. But you're right, yeah. There's times where it's just like, I hate that feeling. I hate that feeling of not being me. I feel like it's so disingenuous. And
Like when the devil comes in?
Yeah, like...
Everybody's like...
Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate it.
So funny.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Now,
That's like a prime... That's a good example right there.
That's a great example.
Yeah, when devil walks in, or chief.
And then
not our chief, but like...
Well, then I'll watch how other people react. Bro, I
Yeah,
want to give them the stank look. I want to be like, bro, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
But they just trying to fit a narrative. Who am I to tell them not to act this way to get the result that they want? I don't know what that result is. But why is that even accepted by those people? Why do you want that? If I made it to this high position, obviously because I am who I am, so this kind of doesn't fit the narrative, but I would want people to be real as fuck around me, especially if I had a high management job where I manage tons of people. Mm-hmm. The last thing I want is people to be fake around me. You know what I mean? Yeah. I want them to feel comfortable. I want them to be real. Call me by my first name. Fuck all that bullshit. Like, I want you to talk to me for real, because how can I know what's going on if you're not? So that's all we're doing. We're pretending to be the version of someone that we think that person wants us to be. That's what we do when we talk to people. That's what a lot of people do when they talk to people. They give you the person that they think you want. I hate that. As soon as my wife will do that at times. She listens to these too. So my wife, though she doesn't mean to, she tries to be very honest and objective, but there's times where I could tell she's gotten a lot better at it.
Uh-huh.
But there's times where I could tell when I say something and she's telling me what I want. I fucking hate that. Hate it. Hate it. Like, why deal with that difficulty? Why not just tell me the truth? Like, you know I want the truth. Like, why even deal with the difficulty of not telling me the truth and me realizing that that's going on?
Well, other people would just be like, they do that just to make it avoid confrontation or conflict.
Right. Whereas, like, I feel like...
But for you, you want it, and if she did that, then you would make it harder on her, right?
I would make it harder on her if she lied about it.
Yeah, she lied about it.
If she told me what she thought I wanted to hear.
Yes.
Yeah, I would definitely. I do make it harder.
So for her, it's easier for her just to tell you straight up.
Hey, man, this is what I think.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
This is what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I do it to her. You know what I mean? And I don't do it to be me.
Mm-hmm.
I do it because that's who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that it's a good sign if I'm telling you about yourself, or at least what I think, that, you know, my interpretation of yourself, I think that is a good sign, to an extent. I mean, it's obviously bothering me, so I pointed it out, so that's not great. But I feel comfortable enough to be like, hey, man, I'm not going to bullshit you. Or maybe I'm going to do that no matter what.
I think you will.
Yeah, you probably will.
But I think it's a good quality to have, because you'll get genuine people, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
You may not get, like, everybody's not gonna like it, so they'll go away, and then the few that you can connect with, they'll think they'll be genuine.
What do you feel about it?
I'll take some parts of that away with me. I think it's good. I mean, I appreciate it. I hang out with you, so I mean, it's unique. It's good. It's a good quality.
I guess. I hope so. I hope people fucks with it. But damn, dude, we've already been talking for an hour and 5 minutes.
Damn.
Good job, brother. First podcast. Gonna have you on again, man.
Okay.
Willie, you didn't say nothing, but say peace out to the people, man.
Peace out, bro.